Time travel is something we all love to think about. Imagine being able to go back in time and prevent disasters or even meeting your past self. Unfortunately, time travel seems more like science fiction than science reality. But what if it's not? Scientists have been working hard to figure out if time travel is actually possible, and some of their theories are truly fascinating. Let us take a look at the science behind time travel and find out if it could ever become a reality. Before we get started, be sure to hit that like button for more videos. Time travel has always been a popular topic in movies and TV shows. The idea of being able to travel through time and visit different eras is both exciting and intriguing. However, despite its popularity in fiction, time travel remains a highly debated topic among scientists and researchers. There are many who believe that it is impossible, while others argue that it may be possible under certain circumstances. One of the main reasons why time travel is so difficult to understand is because it involves breaking the laws of physics as we know them. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time is relative and can be affected by factors such as gravity and speed. This means that time is not absolute and can pass at different rates for different observers. For example, time would pass slower for someone who is traveling at a high speed compared to someone who is standing still. However, this phenomenon known as time dilation only applies to objects moving at very high speeds, close to the speed of light. It does not allow for the kind of time travel that is often depicted in fiction. Another concept that is often associated with time travel is that of a wormhole is a theoretical passage that connects to different points in space. If a wormhole were to exist, it would allow for the possibility of time travel by providing a shortcut through time. However, the existence of wormholes is purely hypothetical, and there is no evidence that they actually exist. Additionally, even if wormholes did exist, it is unclear whether or not they could be used for time travel. Despite these challenges, some scientists have proposed various theories and concepts that could potentially make time travel possible. One such theory is the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, which suggests that every time a decision is made or an event occurs, the universe splits into multiple. In this scenario, time travel would be possible by finding a way to access these alternate times. Another theory is that of the Tipler cylinder, named after the physicist Frank T, who proposed it in 1974. This theory suggests that time travel may be possible by rotating a very long cylinder at near light speed. By doing so, it would create a space-time distortion that could be used to travel back in time. However, the Tipler cylinder is just a theoretical concept and has not been proven to be possible. More recently, scientists have explored the possibility of using gravitational waves for time travel. Gravitational waves are ripples in the fabric of space-time that are created by the acceleration of massive objects. They were predicted by Einstein in 1916 and were first detected in 2015 by the LEGO collaboration. Some researchers have suggested that by manipulating gravitational waves, it may be possible to create a closed time-like curve, which would allow for the possibility of time travel. However, this is still a highly speculative idea and requires further research and development. So then, is time travel real or just science fiction? The answer is that it depends on how you define time travel. If you define time travel as the ability to travel backwards in time, then the answer is no. As far as we know, it is not possible to travel backwards in time. However, if you define time travel more broadly as the ability to travel through time, then the answer is maybe. While traveling backwards in time remains highly unlikely, advancements in physics and technology continue to push the boundaries of what is possible. Who knows what the future may hold? Although the idea of time travel is still largely theoretical, there are some real-world applications that have come out of the research. For example, the study of black holes and wormholes has led to advances in our understanding of gravity and the nature of space. Additionally, the search for extraterrestrial life has inspired the development of new technologies for exploring distant planets and galaxies, even if time travel ultimately proves to be impossible. The pursuit of this goal has and will continue to push the boundaries of human knowledge and innovation. Who knows what other discoveries and advancements may come out of our fascination with time travel? Some say time travel is impossible, but there are a few key experiments that have left people wondering if it might be possible after all. Here are a few experiments that suggest time travel might be possible. The first is the famous muon experiment conducted by physicists at Harvard University in 2012. This experiment involves sending a beam of subatomic particles called muons through a series of magnetic fields. What they found was that the muons traveled backward in time by a few nanoseconds, which is an incredibly short amount of time. While this experiment did not prove that time travel was possible, it did raise some interesting questions about the nature of time and how it can be manipulated. Another experiment that has been cited as evidence for the possibility of time travel is the observation of fast radio bursts, or FRBs. These are intense pulses of radiation that have been detected from distant galaxies. Some researchers have suggested that FRBs could be caused by advanced civilizations using technology to manipulate space. While this is a fringe theory, and not widely accepted, it is an interesting idea that has not been ruled out. Furthermore, the discovery of gravitational waves in 2015 has also been seen as a potential breakthrough for time travel. As mentioned earlier, some scientists believe that manipulating gravitational waves could lead to the creation of closed time-like curves, which would make time travel possible. Although this is still highly speculative, it is an area that is being actively researched and could potentially lead to new discoveries about the nature of time. However, it is important to note that none of these experiments provide concrete evidence for the possibility of time travel. Rather, they raise interesting questions and possibilities that could potentially lead to further breakthroughs in our understanding of the universe. As technology advances and our knowledge of physics improves, we may one day be able to answer the question of whether time travel is possible. Traveling to the past has been a popular theme in science fiction for decades. From Back to the Future to Doctor Who, the idea of being able to travel through time and experience different historical periods has captured the imagination of audiences worldwide. However, while this may seem like a fun and exciting concept, it's important to consider the potential consequences of allowing people to travel to the past. One of the most significant concerns is the potential for altering history. If time travelers were to interact with events in the past, even in small ways, it could have unintended and potentially catastrophic consequences for the future. For example, if someone were to travel back in time and kill the person who invented penicillin, it could potentially alter the course of medical history and lead to the death of millions of people in the future. While this may seem like a far-fetched scenario, it illustrates the potential dangers of allowing people to manipulate historical events. Another concern is the potential for creating time travel to the past creates a number of logical Consider the following. If someone were to travel back in time and kill their own grandfather before their father was born, it would create a situation where the time traveler would never have existed in the first place. This creates a logical paradox that undermines the very possibility of time travel to the past. While some have argued that paradoxes could be resolved through various mechanisms, such as the Novikov self-consistency principle, these remain highly debated and far from settled. Finally, there are ethical concerns surrounding time travel to the past. If people were able to travel back in time, it raises questions about who should have access to this technology and how it should be regulated. Allowing unrestricted time travel to the past could potentially lead to the exploitation of historical events and individuals for personal gain. It could also raise ethical questions about the treatment of people in the past and the potential for cultural insensitivity. In conclusion, while the idea of traveling to the past is a popular one in science fiction, it's important to consider the potential consequences of allowing people to do so. Altering history, creating paradoxes, and raising ethical concerns are just a few of the challenges that time travel to the past presents. Ultimately, the question of whether time travel is possible remains an open one. While some scientists believe that it may be theoretically possible, there are significant practical and ethical challenges that must be considered. As our understanding of physics and technology continues to advance, we may one day find answers to these questions. Until then, time travel to the past will continue to be a fascinating topic of speculation and debate. What do you think? Is time travel real or just science fiction? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.